Everyone, we're going to go ahead and get started with our business meeting. Today's date is November 3, 2025. The time is 2 p.m. In attendance are Commissioners Eberline, Duncan, and Matari. I'm going to call this meeting to order, and we will begin with a moment of silence. Thank you. Next up is the Pledge of Allegiance. Lieutenant, could I get you to lead us off? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Are there any changes to the agenda?
I'd like to push item 27 to next week.
Okay. Anything else? Nope. Good with that? All right. Public comment. Come on down. Just state your name for the record.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. Ron Hartman for the record. My topic is the transit agenda items number 14 through 18. I'd like to bring to your attention that I have personally heard all the candidates in Kootenai County running for mayor and city council speak, state their priorities, and answer questions. Not one of them had transit a priority. Not one of them ever mentioned transit. No one asked a question about transit. What does that tell me? No one cares about transit. The city of Coeur d'Alene budget's in the red. The city of Hayden will not even pay for the full cost of their law enforcement. So if you think you are going to get these cities to take over transit or pay their full share of the cost, you need to think again. Last week, these same transit items were on the agenda. At that time, I requested a breakdown, the city match of each city by each agenda item, number 14 through 18. Commissioner Duncan told me if I wanted the information, I could file for freedom of information. I did not appreciate that answer and stated that this is not a way to show transparency of government. So I'm asking one of the other commissioners to provide the cost breakdown by city, by agenda item, for 14 through 18 today. Also, what is being purchased on each item 14 through 18. I'm also requesting to know the amount of costs not covered by the grant or the cities or Kootenai Health by agenda item 14 through 18. If there is any cost to the county taxpayers on an agenda item 14 through 18, that you vote no on the agenda item number. It is time to draw a line in the sand on all the people in the county. It is time to draw a line in the sand on all the people in the county who do not have transit service available to them, but are being forced to pay for an option for the operation of transit. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Anybody else wish to speak? Hearing none, we will move into meeting minutes. I'll take a motion to approve those.
I'll make a motion to approve the meeting minutes, items 1 through 3.
Second.
Commissioner Eberline.
Aye.
Commissioner Duncan.
Aye.
Chair Matari.
Aye. And the consent calendar.
I move that we approve items 4 through 7 consent calendar.
Second.
Commissioner Eberline.
Aye.
Commissioner Duncan.
Aye.
Chair Matari.
Aye. Payables.
I move that we approve the payables for October 27 through 31, 2025 in the amount of $436,966.78, along with jury panel payments in the amount of $2,615.14.
Second.
Commissioner Eberline.
Aye.
Commissioner Duncan.
Aye.
Chair Matari.
Aye. Okay, off to business. First item, number 9. Resolution 2025-85, public hearing. This is a title and admin fee increase with the Assessor's Office and our Vehicle Licensing DMV Division. It's an action item, and we'll start off with Dyson Savage.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. Chief Deputy Dyson Savage for the record. So what you have before you is an increase of our title admin fee from $8 to $10. This was recommended to us during the budget proceedings. Something we wanted to explore in the meantime was a program through ITD called the Call Queue, where they route calls to ITD back to the county. By taking those calls, we can get our registration admin fee, so it's another way for us to recoup some of the monies that have been going to ITD that were typically going back to the DMV. We have implemented that, and we're using that currently in the DMV, but it doesn't look like it's going to be extensive enough to make up the difference between where we need to be, which is about $90,000. The auditor's recommendation to us was to increase this fee to $10 and put us back in line with similar counties. Shoshone and Bonner County are both at $10. This is also kind of a middle of the road fee. So the fees range anywhere from $0 to $18.75 for other counties. So there's a pretty wide range in how people are approaching this. It just depends on the type of work that your DMV is doing and how much it's doing. This would keep us kind of in the middle. Again, we're not going to make a profit. That's, we can't, obviously. But this should keep us out of the red and keep us from having to draw on property tax to run DMV.
Thank you. Questions? Would anyone like to speak for this? Anyone like to speak for the increase? Anybody like to speak against the increase? Anybody online? On the telephone? No? Okay, if no one wishes to speak, I will take a motion to end testimony and enter deliberations.
So moved.
So moved.
Commissioner Eberline,
Aye.
Commissioner Duncan,
Aye.
Chair Matari.
Aye. Thoughts on this?
Seems appropriate.
I agree.
Yes. It's a fee that can be charged. We don't want to be in a situation where it draws public tax dollars. So I would agree. I think it's appropriate. With that said, I will take a motion.
I move that we approve Resolution 2025-85, which is the increase in title admin fee for motor vehicle licensing.
Second.
Commissioner Eberline,
Aye.
Commissioner Duncan,
Aye.
Chair Matari.
Aye. Motion carries. Thank you. Next up, item 10. This is a board approval request, request to transfer of historic office records dated 1887 to 1988 to the Museum of North Idaho. It's archival storage with our treasurer's office. And Chief Deputy Jill Smith, are you on the telephone?
Maybe we come back.
Yeah, we'll come back to that. So we'll skip 10 and 11 for now, and we will go to item 12. Airport Work Order 25-005, Taxiway A Alpha, Rehab Phase 2, Final Design and Construction Admin with Ardurra Group, Inc., and our airport. And Ms. Stevenson, are you on the telephone?
Yes, Commissioners. Kim Stevenson for the record. This work order totals $577,303.25 for the final design and construction administration of our Taxiway Alpha. It would rehab 85% of the taxiway, or 4,620 feet. The original taxiway was constructed in 1995, and it's currently in fair condition. The timeline on this project, we'd like to get the work order approved now so that additional testing can be done this year and final design can be done over the winter, with bidding and award to be done March, April of 2026. This project is on our construction improvement plan, which we work through every year with the FAA and agree on scheduling and processes that projects that should be done for the airport, and they are in full agreement with this. If for any reason the grant is not awarded to us, then expenses would, of course, cease with minimal expenditures put out before we get the grant from the FAA.
Thank you. Any questions? Motion?
Make a motion for Airport Work Order 2025-005 TWY-A Rehab Phase 2 Final Design and Administration Construction Ardurra Group.
Second.
Commissioner Eberline,
Aye.
Commissioner Duncan,
Aye.
Chair Matari.
Aye, motion carries. Next up, item 13. This is a contract, Coeur d'Alene Equipment, CDA Equipment, for 39.7 acres for the Northern Timber Fire Smart Grant with CDA Equipment Company LLC in Fort. This is with our Office of Emergency Management. And Ms. Littlefield, are you on the telephone?
Yes, this is Andrea Littlefield for the record. Kootenai County Office of Emergency Management is requesting that the Board of County Commissioners approve the contract between Kootenai County and Coeur d'Alene, or CDA Equipment, in the amount of $58,438.40 for 39.7 acres of hazard fuel hand treatment for their Northern Timber Athol Fire Smart Grant.
Thank you. Any questions? Take a motion.
I move that we approve the contract with CDA Equipment for the 39.7 acres of the Northern Timber Fire Smart Grant. And
Second.
Commissioner Eberline,
Aye.
Commissioner Duncan,
Aye.
Chair Matari.
Aye, motion carries. Thank you. Next up, item 14. This is grant amendment number C is in Charlie 2373, K is in Kilo, C is in Charlie, 02, Idaho Transportation Department in the amount of $124,000 with a cash match from the jurisdictions, which is the cities, of $31,000. It's with our transit department, and Mr. Chad Engel, are you on the telephone?
Yes, thank you, Commissioners. Chad Engel with the Transit Department for the record. So this is an amendment to the agreement with ITD, the Idaho Transportation Department. This amendment extends the performance period of the existing agreement for the purchase of paratransit vehicles through September 2027, and legal has reviewed.
Questions? I have a question. How long have we had this grant?
This grant, I believe this is the second time on the amendment. We've had it since 2023, I believe.
Okay. How much money have we spent?
On this one, the 273 KC, we have spent nothing on this one.
Okay. Is there any reason why we're getting these grants and not spending the money?
We are just getting the vehicles into and secured, so we have to still bring the order before the board, but the intent is still to purchase paratransit vehicles for those that are meeting their useful life.
And when do you expect that to come before the board, this request for funds, to use these funds?
We could do it as early as this next month, so.
And how late? Like, when do you have to get these buses, replaced?
Well, we have 2 paratransit buses that currently have met their useful life, so they've exceeded their useful life.
Okay.
So we need to, yeah.
Are we making any progress with the cities?
That would be a question, for the board to.
Well, you've been going to the meetings, right?
Yeah, I've been attending the meetings, correct, yeah.
Is there any progress with the folks at the city?
Well, I can't really, I don't know if there's been, it's, I guess, depending on what you mean by progress, because they're still in talks of it, and things are still happening. We're still having the meetings.
So does that mean that they're interested in taking over the system? Have they
Well,
expressed
I
any
can't
interest?
Well, I can't answer for them. I don't.
But your meeting, you can't tell, at least with the meetings, where it, like, are they asking questions? I mean, why are you going to meetings if they're not asking questions? Like, you know, tell me more about this.
Well, I have a question. Chad, when was the last meeting and when is the next meeting?
They haven't scheduled another meeting just due to the fact with the elections and everything that was happening. And we just had it this last month at the beginning of October.
Okay, so is this to discuss a JPA, or was this to discuss new funding methodology for the cities and their cash contributions?
So the original intent of this was set up by the commissioners and everybody for setting up for contribution, and how they were going to do that. So.
Okay.
Okay, so it no longer is about them maybe becoming stakeholders. It's more about them just entertaining some optional methodology to give the county money.
Well, that was the original intent of the subgroup that was set up.
Yeah, I don't ever remember the subgroup being tasked with the JPA portion. It was just on the new methodology going
Okay,
forward.
well, then I guess we're just wasting our time waiting. So, you know, this is difficult to continue to get these grants and not spend the money on something that people don't seem to have an interest in.
Well, I think part of the issue is they have to stack grants because the buses are so expensive. So Chad, how many grants will you need to put together to purchase one of the buses?
One of the buses currently right now, the quotes that we have, it's $197,000 for the bus. So with these grants that we have, we would be able to just purchase the 2 buses.
Okay, with all of these
What is
grants
that?
that are today.
Items 14 and which other one?
So there's the grant C 2373K2, and then the other one is C2379KC.
So all of these are for paratransit buses?
Correct.
What is the cost?
It's $197,000 per bus.
And what's the utilization rate of these buses? Meaning, you know, out of a day, how many hours are these things being used?
They are out there for 13 hours a day.
Every day?
Every day but Sunday. And then on Saturday it's reduced because we're only 9 to 4 on Saturday.
So how many miles a week or a month are they typically putting on?
The buses are typically putting on just over, these pair of buses are just over 100 miles per day. So it varies a little bit just because, oh, go ahead.
I'm sorry, so 100 miles a day in 13 hours?
Correct.
It doesn't sound like they're driving very much.
Well, they're doing a lot of in-town driving, so.
Imagine the paratransits they have, it takes more time to get on and off the bus.
That is correct, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's very low numbers. Look, I'm okay with extending existing grants, but as far as the discussion of when to buy these buses, that'll be completely separate. And at this point, you know, I'm not really all that interested. The cities have had months and months to address this issue, and if they're not even interested in entertaining becoming a stakeholder, I'm a lot less interested in figuring out how to keep the county operating this strictly for the benefit of the city citizens and at the exclusion of the unincorporated part of the county. The jail serves everybody. The bus system serves and benefits the cities, especially for their growth model. And this has been one of the challenges, is that, you know, they grow, right? But the county services, they're by statute that we must provide, you know, oftentimes they exceed the amount that gets paid in by these cities. It's actually something I'm working on right now, but, so that's where I stand with that. And unless the cities can demonstrate that they, really want to be genuine stakeholders, I'm much less inclined to continue the system as is.
If you like, I will do a motion for 14 through 18, if you think that's all right, as long as I mention the grants.
Well, I think the item, you mean 14, 16, 17, and 18? 'Cause-
Aren't they all?
Well, 15 is for marketing, where I think that one, it turned out we could actually use it for planning
Okay,
and not have to use any cash dollars or any county dollars for the planning side. And I think we've only spent $87 of that particular grant.
so do you want that one separate, or you're all right if it's all in there?
I mean, we can extend these out, but like I said, with the future bus purchases, it's going to be a much higher hurdle.
Sure. And we just have to make sure that we are complying with our grant assurances with the paratransit, keeping that, keeping those in service. So I move that we approve grant amendment C2373KC02 with ITD and grant amendment C2273KC04 ITD. Amendment C2373K202 ITD and grant amendment C2379KC01 and C2479KC01 with, all with ITD.
I just have a question for you, Commissioner Duncan. What's the plan to manage this when you and I are gone from here? What's the system that's going to be in place to ensure that it doesn't expand or that it doesn't contract? Because right now, it's all built on people. And so depending on the people who are sitting in these chairs will determine the direction of this program. So as long as you're here, you've said unequivocally that it will not connect to Spokane. But what happens with the person who sits in your chair afterwards?
So I think we can go to the cities, and I was expecting to have this conversation in October, but the mayor's meeting was canceled. So I'm happy to reach out to the cities and see if they would like to come meet with us and let us know where they're at.
But how would that work, though, after we're gone? Because we're just temporary. We all have expiration dates, right?
We can, yeah.
And so the entire control of this system is among these three people sitting up here. So, that's why, the idea of having every city involved and then getting into an agreement where it's unanimously agreed upon makes it's a much taller order than it is to have just three people.
Mm-hmm. Well, I suggested an MOU a year ago, and I'm happy to bring that back up again.
Well, you did that. I mean, look, I don't want to rehash this stuff, but you've done nothing since. And I've been trying to get this JPA, and talking with people. And so, the reality is that I want to build a system so that there are lots of people involved and that it takes unanimous consent in order to connect with Spokane. What I'm hearing from you is that as long as you're here, that won't happen. But we all have expiration dates. So I'm going to ask that you help me build that system and that it's not built upon people like yourself and me and Commissioner Eberline to make sure this system never connects with Spokane, because I believe they have designs to connect with here.
Spokane does.
Yes, they
Yeah.
do. And they're just waiting for two people up here to say yay.
Okay, I'll reach out to the cities and see how they feel about an MOU that we can have everybody sign to not connect.
And that MOU should include an absolute contribution that they have to make as a stakeholder, that it's not an optional contribution, but that, if they're going to go into the hole $1 million or whatever dollars they go, they are obligated, no matter what, to pay into this system, which is exactly what the JPA is. I will second that motion.
Commissioner Eberline,
Nay.
Commissioner Duncan,
Aye.
Chair Matari.
Reluctantly, aye. Thank you, Chad.
We've got Jill here.
Excuse me.
Ms. Smith is here.
We can go back to that. Come on down.
This morning, I knew it was today.
Just you hit the button there. We will move on to item 10. This is a board approval request. Request to transfer historic office records dated 1887 to 1988 to the Museum of North Idaho for archival storage. It's with the Treasurer's Office, Chief Deputy Jill Smith.
So we have some historic records that are currently stored downstairs in the storage vault. They're very large bound books with handwritten records. My understanding is they had been with a bunch of other things in a silo, and there was water damage, and these are the things that survived the water damage. But we don't have any place to store them that's actually a safe place to keep them from deteriorating. And the Museum of North Idaho has set aside space in their new facility to keep these records so that we have them hopefully in perpetuity. So we're requesting permission to pass the records off to the Museum of North Idaho. They'd still be accessible to the public, but they'd be accessible where they'd have someone who knew how to handle the records and, had the right gloves and make sure they didn't get damaged or destroyed.
Thank you. Anyone have any questions?
Just a comment that we'll just need a resolution so we can approve it today and then bring a resolution back for consent calendar.
Okay.
Yeah. Any questions?
Nope.
I do have one question. I think it's important, if it hasn't already been thought out, to require the museum, if something happens to them, that those records come back to the county, that's an obligation.
Okay. We could probably do an MOU.
Or, something that way, because you never know.
I should be looking at him. We could probably do an MOU. Okay.
All right,
So,
then I'll take a motion.
all right, I move that we approve the transfer of the historic office records dated 1887 to 1988 to the Museum of North Idaho with a resolution and MOU forthcoming.
I'll make it. Yes.
Second that.
Yep, second.
Commissioner Eberline,
Aye.
Commissioner Duncan,
Aye.
Chair Matari.
Aye, motion carries. Next up, item 11. This is a board approval request to transfer historic microfiche of property tax statements to the Idaho State Archives from 1976 to 1998 with our treasurer, Chief Deputy Jill Smith.
Chief Deputy Treasurer Jill Smith for the record. So we still have in our possession microfiche dating back into the 1970s. I've discussed this with our legal counsel, Mr. Ferguson. There is no law in the state of Idaho that requires us to keep these records beyond the 10-year permanent record retention. The county could decide to call them historical records that we would have to keep permanently, but at this point, we don't have an obligation. We do have the records. It's expensive to maintain the microfiche machine. The state archives has agreed to take the microfiche, and again, they have a place that they can store it so that it doesn't degrade further, and they're willing to have us ship it to them and take over management of those records.
Well, I would argue the same thing, that if something happens to the entity, they return it back to the county. Any questions? Motion?
I'll make a motion for board approval request, transfer historic microfiche property tax statements to the Idaho State Archives, 1976, 1998. Treasurer?
I second that approval.
Commissioner Eberline,
Aye.
Commissioner Duncan.
Aye.
Chair Matari.
Aye. Motion passes. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Next up is item 19, County Department Annual Report, Juvenile Probation, with our Director, Brian Alexander.
Thank you, Commissioners. Brian Alexander for the record. Yes, before you have the annual report for juvenile probation. That's from the dates of October 1st, 2024 through September 30th, 2025. This statistical report is ran primarily for the Idaho Department of Juvenile Corrections to make sure we're in compliant with probation and how we supervise juveniles, to make sure that we're not disproportionate for how we supervise different levels and different ethnicities and male, female. And compared to last year, this report is unique as most of the numbers are down almost in every single category, which is different than previous years. We've gone up and down in most, but for most of them have gone down significantly. One we've talked about in the past, one less felony was filed compared to last year, and 32 misdemeanors less than the previous year. But significant jump would be the age range we're supervising is that 11 to 13 range. We went up to 54 this last year, so that has been a significant change, is that younger demographic coming through. So with that, I mean, that's kind of where our numbers lie this year.
Any questions?
Yeah, could you speculate on why?
Why they're down?
Yes.
Not really. Even coming in today, there was no in custodies over the weekend, with Halloween being on a Friday. It's just been a unique year. Statistically, our numbers have been going down every month. We thought originally that was COVID, and we've well passed beyond that, and our numbers haven't jumped back up. Partly we think it's law enforcement that, you know, isn't maybe necessarily, how do I want to word that?
Tiptoe through the tulips.
Yeah, maybe because, you know, they're juveniles or kids, they're, you know, kind of giving them the warning versus maybe sometimes they should be brought into the system. You know, and the other part of that, I would say, is a lot of the juveniles, or at least some of the stat offenses that we used to see, such as minor in possession of tobacco, alcohol, curfew violations, used to come through diversion or into probation. And a lot of times when you have runaway or alcohol, there could be additional substance use or stuff going on in the home. They've changed all those to infractions, so those go to adult court with a fine, so those don't ever come to us, so we don't see them unless there's an additional charge. The only status offenses that still come through to us are truancy and the runaways.
Go ahead.
Thank you.
In previous years, you've given us like a booklet with, you know, year over year stats. Is this the same thing?
So
Just in a chart or table?
So this is the original report that'll go to Idaho Department of Juvenile Corrections. Juvenile Corrections will put that booklet together
Okay.
and compare us to all the other counties'
Okay.
departments. So yeah, this is just ours
Okay.
for
So
them to put that in that
and
booklet.
then you'll get that back to us.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
can we have that at a separate meeting? Because I know for years it was separate, then we combined it with business meeting, and I don't think we get enough time to answer questions.
Yeah.
So,
Okay. All right. Thank you. Well, with no other questions, I'll take a motion.
I move that we accept the annual report for juvenile probation.
Second.
Commissioner Eberline.
Aye.
Commissioner Duncan.
Aye.
Chair Matari.
Aye. Motion carries. Thank you so much. Next up, item 20, board approval request. This is 2025 Juvenile Justice Center Campus Plan Update with the Office of Emergency Management. And we also have item 21, which is basically the same. It's the 2025 Courthouse Campus Plan Update. I guess we could do both at the same time. And Sarah Long, are you on the telephone?
This is actually Andrea Littlefield, for the record.
All right, Andrea, the show's yours.
Can we do both together?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So before you is the updated version of the Juvenile Justice Center and the Courthouse Campus Emergency Plan. The Trial Court Administrator's Office requested several revisions to this plan, including updated facility maps, contact information, and messaging. The plan's layout has also been refreshed to reflect a more modern and consistent format that will be used across all future county emergency plan updates. And this plan has been reviewed by legal, and Kootenai County Office of Emergency Management is requesting the board's approval.
Thank you. Questions? Motion?
I'll make a, I'll make a, excuse me. I'll make a motion for board approval request 2025 Juvenile Justice Center Campus Plan Update, Office for Emergency Management, as well as board approval request 2025 Campus CAN Emergency Management.
Second that approval.
Commissioner Eberline?
Aye.
Commissioner Duncan?
Aye.
Chair Matari?
Aye. Motion carries. Thank you. Next up is item 22. Implementation of new benefit, January 1, 2026, Women's Health with Edison Healthcare with our HR department and CK Kirkpatrick. Are you on the telephone?
I am. This is CK Kirkpatrick for the record. We are bringing an implementation to add new services to our Edison Healthcare portfolio. Currently, they offer spine, joint, and orthopedic, heart, and cancer services, and effective January 1, 2026, we're going to be able to add women's health care to it, including things like endometriosis, hysterectomy, menopause, and things like that.
Thank you. Questions? Motion?
I move that we approve the new benefit as of January 1, 2026, Women's Health with Edison Healthcare.
Second.
Commissioner Eberline?
Aye.
Commissioner Duncan?
Aye.
Chair Matari?
Aye. Motion carries. Thank you. Next up is item 23, implementation of payer matrix, third-party extract, and confidentiality agreement with data purposes and the payer matrix with HR and CK Kirkpatrick again.
CK Kirkpatrick again. This is to implement payer matrix agreement for third-party extraction and confidentiality agreements.
Thank you. Questions? Motion?
I'll make a motion for implementation of payer matrix, third-party extract, confidentiality agreement, data purposes, payer, human resources.
Second.
Commissioner Eberline?
Aye.
Commissioner Duncan?
Aye.
Chair Matari?
Aye. Motion carries. Thank you. Next up, and I think we can do these two together, 24 and 25. Contract HVAC updates with jail Apollo Mechanical Contractors and the proposed change order HVAC upgrades at the jail with Apollo Mechanical Contractors. This is with our Building and Grounds Department and our Director, Jeff Fuller.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. As you said, Jeff Fuller for the record. If you recall, back in August, we received one bid from Apollo Mechanical for the jail HVAC upgrade. And then at the following week, the BOCC approved the bid award to the mechanical contractors. At that time, I mentioned we'd become aware of some alternate equipment that could reduce the cost for this project a little bit, and we took some time to vet that out and meet with the mechanical contractor and the mechanical engineer that we are working on. And so we were able to reduce the price by $110,000 via the change order. So before you today, what you have is the original, a contract with the original bid amount for Apollo Mechanical. The original bid amount was $1,884,000. And then the second part of that, as you mentioned, is the change order one to reduce the price of $110,000 by using alternative rooftop equipment, which would bring the new contract price to $1,774,000. To fund this project, we originally had allocated to do this project after the engineering, that left us a balance of $1,433,413. I mentioned also in the previous meeting that we should consider maybe reallocating some of the funding that we had set aside for the JJC chiller. That's a lower priority project in my mind. I would suggest that we reallocate those funds to meet this budget. That would leave us $59,413 in contingency that we could also use for this project.
Thank you. Questions? Motion?
I move that we approve the contract for the HVAC updates at the jail with Apollo Mechanical Contractors and change order with Apollo Mechanical Contractors to reduce the amount using different equipment.
Got a second on that?
Second.
Commissioner Eberline,
Aye.
Commissioner Duncan,
Aye.
Chair Matari.
Aye, motion carries. Thank you. Next up, item 26, revision of previously submitted 2025-2026 SRO agreement with Coeur d'Alene School District, our Sheriff's Office, and Lieutenant Eric Headland.
Lieutenant Eric Headland for the record. This is the contract that we have with the Coeur d'Alene School District in regards to us providing an SRO for Hayden Meadows Elementary, Atlas Elementary, and Dalton Elementary. It underwent legal review. There's a little bit of back and forth, some minor adjustments that I believe to be innocuous, and then ultimately legal review through the county was approved.
Thank you. Questions?
So none of the changes were material?
To my understanding, no. I have just the original. I have the current version of it. Speaking with Captain Smart about it and reviewing some emails with him and legal, they said that there were innocuous changes that wouldn't affect our contract.
And do we now have like a standard boilerplate?
Yes.
Okay, so this got us to there, in essence.
This got us to a satisfactory point for legal, to saying that this was a standard contract. The school districts themselves, I think this was the thing with Coeur d'Alene, was there's some minor wording issues for Coeur d'Alene versus Lakeland, but the percentages, the pay, those sorts of things, all the agreement, monetary and benefit wise, is the same.
Okay. If there's no other questions, I'll take a motion.
I'll make a motion for revision of previously submitted 2025-2026 SRO agreement, CDA, School District, Sheriff's Patrol Action.
I second that approval.
Commissioner Eberline,
Aye.
Commissioner Duncan,
Aye.
Chair Matari.
Aye, motion carries. Thank you, Lieutenant.
Thank you.
Next up, item 28, board approval request authorization.
27.
Oh, no, we pulled 27. Item 28, board approval request authorization to purchase vacuum sealer with the Sheriff's Office at the jail, and we have Lieutenant Nancy Ellis.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. Lieutenant Nancy Ellis for the record. I'm here today requesting your authorization to purchase the jail's inmate property vacuum sealer. The vacuum sealer has been approved in the FY26 budget, and it will be used to securely seal inmate property and compact it for our overcrowding situation. The total cost of the vacuum sealer with shipping is $12,235.
Thank you.
I think
Question?
that's a little bit less than what we had budgeted. Budget around
Yes.
17,000.
What, with the quote that I got today or a couple days ago versus last year when we were preparing, or earlier this year, we were preparing the budget, they separated out the vacuum sealing bags from that. So with this one, it's the vacuum sealer plus the shipping. The bags is on a separate invoice, but the shipping includes both.
Okay, but we're still going to be under 17,000.
It's going to be around 18 because the shipping price went up.
Okay. If there's no other questions, I'll take a motion.
All right, I move that we approve the purchase of the vacuum sealer for the jail.
Second.
Commissioner Eberline,
Aye.
Commissioner Duncan,
Aye.
Chair Matari.
Aye, motion carries. Thank you.
Thank you.
Next up, item 29, Resolution 2025-83, surplus vehicles with the Sheriff's Office and our county auto shop. And Mr. Russ Trueblood, are you on the telephone?
Yes, good afternoon, Commissioners. Russ Trueblood for the record. We're here today to requesting the following vehicles, with a list of 8 vehicles being declared surplus due to safety and condition concerns. And we're here to get a resolution to send those vehicles to auction.
Thank you. Questions? Motion?
I'll make a motion for resolution 2025-83, surplus vehicles, Sheriff's County Auto Shop Action.
Second.
Commissioner Eberline,
Aye.
Commissioner Duncan,
Aye.
Chair Matari.
Aye, motion carries. Thank you. Next
Thank you,
up,
Commissioners.
public comment. Well, I just would like to say that I met with our our previous clerk, Jim Brannon, and he wanted me to convey a message to you, Commissioner Eberline, that he looks forward to breaking bread with you. So with that said, 2:45, meeting adjourned.